All right, and finally, the last group of powers that we're going to be talking about are powers reserved specifically for the state governments. Only the states have the powers to do these types of things that need to be done for governmental purposes. First thing you have is providing for local governments. You know, at the state level here in Pennsylvania, we break it down into counties, and then within the counties, we go into smaller subgroups like townships, boroughs, and cities. Those are the main smaller governments that we have throughout. It's the state job to oversee all of those lower levels of government that help us take care of a lot of the business that we need for our day-to-day business. Okay, so that's the local governments. Conducting elections. Every year when the elections come up, that is a responsibility for the state to actually figure out the system that they're going to use to run that and to make sure that the elections are held with integrity and done honestly for the entire state. And then as results are then tallied both for the state level and for the federal level results as well. The states oversee laws about contracts, wills, and domestic relations. Contracts deal with businesses. You know, how do you do business with like real estate in the state of Pennsylvania, or the purchasing of an automobile, or any other type of business structure? You can look and see if there's guidance that's set up for how the contract should be scripted and written when you enter into a business agreement. Wills are when we are, thinking about our possessions after we die and how we pass those on to our future generations, our children or other relatives. You set up a will legally, often drafted with the assistance of an attorney, but the state oversees how those things are structured within each state. Domestic relations are the guidelines for how you get married, how you get divorced, how you adopt a child. Any of those things that establish family relationships within a state are done at the state level. And finally, overseeing the schools is a state power. There is a Department of Education at the federal level, but ultimately in the Constitution, it's a power that's designated strictly for the states. Now, the federal level provides a lot of money to the states to afford education, and so therefore they have some power through the leveraging of finances. But ultimately, it's up to the state departments of education to oversee the way that things are being operated at the state level. So that's some of the state powers that you have that only the states can do. The federal government cannot get involved with these directly. We'll look at a few more in the next screen.